Hi, everybody. Long time no see. We're in a new location today. I feel like me being in nature kind of makes me feel a little bit more chilled, a little bit more calm because, hey, that last video, the last video, I was so nervous. First YouTube video, first kind of like talking to the camera. It's nerve wracking. It's nerve wracking stuff. But I did it. I was proud of myself, even though, hey, I saw that sweat dribble. I said, girl, we're re recording it. We're redoing it. We're deleting it. But I said, you need to calm down. You need to calm down. Nobody's gonna see it. Or maybe they might. That would be nice actually. But nobody's gonna see it. Just have it. Just take it. Just it's gonna be cute to look back on being like, oh my word, look at where you started. Started from the bottom, now we here. Point of the matter is, so yeah, I was very nervous doing that first one. Like so much so that even the editing process, oh my soul. The editing process took a month. Not because the footage was like hectic footage to deal with, a lot of footage to deal with. No, it was just because I was so nervous. And then also another part, looking at yourself. Now, mind you, I did film. I studied film, so you're involved in a lot of your films, and sometimes you're in front of the camera a lot of the time. And I ended up being in front of the camera a lot of the time. Not by my choice. Well, actually, by my choice. I ended up writing the stuff, and no, actually, not by my choice. The actor. The actors would like something would happen, like scheduling and all of that, and then the actors would have to like the actors were not available by the time we were shooting. So then they were like, you do it. And I was like, guys, please. Anyways, but I'd also be the editor. So then I'm watching myself the whole time, girl. Yes. And if you want to name one of the most, let's not be dramatic and say traumatic, but also let's be dramatic and say traumatic. It's my YouTube channel. Let's do it. If you want to list one of the most traumatic things is watching yourself. My God. And I thought I liked watching myself. Oh, girl, I thought until that happened. I was like, this is a bit too much for me. And then when it happened again with this YouTube thing, I was like, this is a bit too much. So let's pause on that. Let's pause and take a break. I had to take a week just to breathe. And then I came back. And then I stopped. And then I came back. And then I stopped. That's the thing about me. Not inconsistent, just not consistent. So unfortunately inconsistent. But that's a lie. I do end up coming back. Just I have to take my time. Sorry. I feel things intensely. It's a little bit too much for me to handle sometimes. Anyways, point of the matter is we're back. I'm excited. And what else? Oh, life update. Life update, actually, yes, life update. I have officially graduated. Yes, I have officially graduated. The last video I said that I graduated, I didn't graduate. I ended school. That's the difference. There's a difference that I should have known. I'm acting like you wouldn't know that I should have known that information. Anyways, but now it is official. She has graduated. I have graduated to some graduate. Yes, yes. You get excited and stay excited for like that amount of time that I just was excited for. Yes, pause. Now real world. Scary stuff. I know. So yeah, graduated. Lovely stuff. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about a graduation. A graduation, and maybe this is just me. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. You will suffer for years in the academic system. You will suffer, girl. That thing will take you up and down, side. And I'm not even talking about the academic part. I'm not even talking about the academic part. I'm just talking about the life that you have, like during the time that you're studying. And then on top of that, add the academics. Ooh, girl, that thing will take you for a ride. Trust me. But when you graduate, if you're lucky enough to have your friends or family with you, like while you're graduating, and that feeling of you walking across the stage, and then if you're lucky enough to have like made not friends, what's the word, connected with your lecturers, and then seeing your lectures on the stage as well, like girl, there's no feeling like that. Honestly, like I think I saw someone on TikTok. Somebody was like, "This is gonna be bigger than my wedding day," and I think that might be the truth for me. Like I've been lucky enough to do it 2 times, and I would say even the second time was better. Like there's nothing like graduating. Anyways, so yeah, graduated, and now she is officially a part of the. I was gonna say working world. Oh, girl. Now she's official. Why am I saying she? Me. Now I'm officially an adult. Well, why am I saying officially an adult? But I feel like it's official because it's also like nothing's gotten serious. She's 22. She's graduated as well. It's like, baby, the next thing is you gotta find a job. You gotta find a job. And you might be asking, so how is that job search? we will not be moving forward with your candidacy. Great start. Baby, it's bleak. It is bleak. Let me tell you that for free. Okay. Let me tell you something. So I studied video. I studied media and communications, and then in honors I did media studies, right? And like within that, just kind of like with your imagination, just think of the things that one would do. You're probably correct. One of the things that I did do was again work in video production, and then in that I would work in post production a lot. And what I did there was editing. Okay. So in me editing, I was like, okay, let me mainly look for editing jobs right now because that's what I was doing when I had a job in university. I was kind of a part of the editing team for one of our higher ups. But the point of the matter is that I was like, okay, let's do video editing. So I'm searching. Oh, girl, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Tangent, but the tangent's gonna lead to what we're talking about right now. Okay. So I'm busy searching video editing jobs. Okay, a bunch is coming up. I'm like, yes, okay, we're not obsolete. Hello. Searching, right? In close to all, everything that I've been searching for. And mind you, I've been searching. Baby. When I graduated, things, like I said, felt serious. It felt like we're not playing games anymore. So I've been searching, right? And close to all the job descriptions have AI involved. Now, let me tell you something about AI. This is the tangent AI. So, let me tell you something about AI. AI, in particular, because I was in university, has been like a topic of conversation for like years. I think like since I was in first year, but it was really rampant from like second year and up and very aggressive. It was like everything AI detection, AI, right? And let me tell you, that shit gave me anxiety. Let me tell you, that gave me anxiety. It gave a kid anxiety. So, what I tend to do as a human being is I detach. I avoid when things get stressful. I say, baby, I don't want to hear about this right now. I'm stressed. I'm trying to survive life. I don't want to hear about this right now, right? But people keep on saying, hey, they're gonna take your jobs. They're gonna da da da, and I'll just be like, I'm not gonna interact with this right now. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to. I'm not gonna. Please leave me alone, you know? Anyways, so now I'm doing job searching, right? Every description, I kid you not, will be like this: an AI integrated job, AI heavy job. We want you to be creating AI videos for us. We have AI videos. You need to do this on the AI videos. I'm thinking, hey, okay. But then, hey, when I saw this, I said, I cannot believe my eyeballs are flabbergasted. My ghosted is flabber. I saw a job description, and the job description said, hold on. The job description said, you, as a video editor, are going to come in, okay? And what we need you, video editor, to do, is we want you to teach our AI models to do your job. I said, sorry, what? What? I don't think I read that correctly. What? What are you saying? That you want us to teach it how to do our jobs? What the fuck, y'all? Yo, sorry. What the hell, y'all? Ayo, what? Huh? Guys, like, how are we gonna survive? And then on top of that, oh my god, LinkedIn, my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm dealing with LinkedIn. I'm like, girl, I don't like I've got things to show for, but then even trying to like present yourself in a professional manner where you need to kind of like almost show off your stuff, which I don't want to. I'm not downing showing off. You need to show off, baby. You gotta do what you gotta do, baby. You need to show people this is what I've done. Don't play around with me. Hello, this is what I've done, right? But girl, it's too much. And then on top of that, you have to have followers. I don't know you to followers. So now I created this thing like a few days ago. So now I'm thinking, are they gonna look at this and be like, this girl has no followers, she has no connection, she has nothing? And I'm like, guys, please, just look at the work. Just please, sorry, my laptop's recording the audio. Anyways, point of that is, I'm like, guys, just please look at the work. This is so much for a girl to handle. Please just look at the work and hire me. Thank you. I feel like that came off very desperate, but guys, it's desperate times. Hello. It's desperate times. Anyways, but the point of the matter is things have been very bleak. And the funny thing is that I remember when I was younger being like, I can't wait to grow up. Number one, so that I can wear high heels. I love high heels. I do. I will wear high heels if I can all the time. One of my friends, shout out to my friend, she know who she is. I remember she was telling my professor, we were in a like a little meeting or something with my professor, and she was telling my professor that when we first started university, before we were friends, then I would always come to class with high heels on, big baby, and let me tell you something. I would look from shoulder to like before the feet start. I would look like I just got out of bed. That's what I would look like. I would look like I just got out of bed because that's probably what happened. So it looked like I got out of bed, but baby, when you saw the feet, she was wearing high heels. I said, yes, that's correct. Correct information. Hello. Like, I love wearing high heels. So that's number one. And number two, it's a little bit more complicated. Not complicated. Number two, it was because when you're a child, right? This is what I remember feeling as a child. And I probably didn't have the vocabulary for it, but growing up as a child, I remember feeling very like powerless in the sense that growing up as a kid in South Africa, oh girl, respect is a non-negotiable. It's number one. It trumps everything. When you're growing up as a child, you need to be respectful, right? And I understand you need to be respectful, but I felt like they took it to a different level, a different degree. And sometimes I felt like it was an abuse of power, sometimes in a bad way, and sometimes in a way that was just unnecessary. That was the part that to me that annoyed me more, was the unnecessary part. Hear me out. When we were younger, we were getting shouted at constantly. We were getting undermined constantly, like being like kind of disregarded and like, but you're disregarding all of that constantly. But the main thing for me was the shouting. I hated that. I hate that. Now. Let me tell you something. I can get loud. I can get loud as well. I'm a loud girl, but I'm not a shouter. I wouldn't say I'm a shouter. I don't like when people shout at people. And the worst was like, we'd be in class, right? And also, I would get and the thing is, I would get while the teachers are shouting, right? It's a big class, one against like sometimes 30 people in the class, like almost like minimum 30, maybe like 28, 29 people. That's a lot. And kids are rowdy. Hey, I was RCL. I forgot what that stood for, but I was RCL and I want someone to take care of the class. I said, I resign. I resign. I can't do this. But the constant like shouting. I remember there was this one day I will never forget. I walked into class. I was like, okay, it's a good day. I'm starting a good day, whatever. Walked into class, opened the door, straight at me. Teacher started shouting. I don't even remember what the fuck she said. I don't even remember what she was saying. But I was like, is this really what we need to be doing? Is this really how we need to be conducting ourselves? Like, can you stop? But even doing that, like even saying that, it's a whole story. You being like valid in being like, you don't need to be talking to me like that. It's a whole story. Sometimes your parents get involved, the principal gets involved. When it's like, babe, you just didn't have to do that. You can talk to me like a normal human being, and I'll treat you like a normal human being. Whenever I disrespected you like that, I haven't done that. I hated that part of being a kid, right? And that's why one thing I will say about university, there's a lot of things I'll say about university, right? But one thing I will say about university that I really appreciated is being treated like a human being. Being treated like, or at least for the most part, yeah, I would say for the most part, I'd also almost say for like the entirety of it, being treated like a human being. They spoke to us like they were speaking to another colleague, if that makes sense. And that might be kind of dehumanizing to some people, but to me, it was better than being like shouted. I remember even like asking questions. If they felt like your question was too basic for the level that you were dealing with, the grade that you were dealing with in grade 7, you're asking a question that maybe a grade 4 would ask, they would like look at you sideways, sometimes shout at you, being like, that's a stupid question. And I'm thinking, guys, I'm too sensitive for this shit. And even if I'm not, like, don't talk to me like this. Don't talk to me like this. That is what I hated about being a kid. Being a kid, kind of being like forced to be like, no, I actually wouldn't say respectful. It would be like forced to be submissive. That's what it was. They were breeding us to be submissive. Like the fuck. Anyways, I need to stop swearing, but also I don't care. So yeah, I don't miss being a kid, but I won't lie and say that this phase is any better. But actually, no, let me say it like this. This phase comes with growing pains, as I feel like any time comes with growing pains. Like, even when I think about, like, I feel like sometimes I speak about university quite highly, even though my experience wasn't like the best of all time, but it was an experience. Let's say that it was an experience. But I will say, I remember starting university and yeah, day one, I said I want to drop out. I said I want to drop out. I was like, no, 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 get that Kanye West track up because I'm also going to be a college dropout, baby. I'm not doing this. From day one, I wanted to drop out. Whole first year, I said, baby, I'm dropping out. That's what I'm going to do. I'm dropping out. But obviously, my mother would not allow me to do that. My mother and father, they would combine together as a union to stop that. And baby, also, where else was I going to go? What else was I going to do? Like, I couldn't even hide it. I couldn't even, like, try and hide it. But, yeah, even though I feel like I glamorize it, but what I will say is that at the end of the day, like any new phase in life comes with these growing pains, comes with these times of like uncertainty and all of that. And even though you understand that mentally, some days you understand that fully, you know? But then at the end of the day, being in it, not talking about it in this kind of like theoretical way, being in it is a different story. Being in it is a different story. So this time of like unemployment, this time of like post-grad, it is called post-grad, right? When you finish university, I think. Because I feel like when I was in honors, I would say post-grad. She graduated, but she doesn't know what's going on. She graduated, but she doesn't know what's going on. I've never known what's going on with the university terms. I've actually never known what's going on there. Never. Until one day I did. Point to that is that all phases come with these growing pains, but like literally being in it, that's a different story. In terms of how you feel, it feels horrible being in those beginning phases, really learning how to get to grips with kind of your new reality outside of these kind of like structured systems being like move here, do this, achieve this, and then you are this, you know. Now you're on your own, baby. You're free. And freedom is scary. Existentialism 101. Hello. Oh, I don't completely all remember that. That was my favorite. That was my favorite thing to learn. I remember that was actually my favorite thing to learn. Yeah, that was my favorite existentialism. Yes. Anyways, the reality of being out of university right now, baby, is difficult. It is difficult. It's difficult because I was actually again speaking to a friend about this. I was like, I feel like I'm doing nothing, but also I feel like I'm doing so much because I'll be inside doing all of these projects, like maybe personal projects, doing maybe like some freelance stuff. But you know, the thing with freelance is kind of like not as consistent. Freelance stuff. Sometimes I'll be doing like job application stuff, but you're inside all day. And then whenever I'm inside, I feel like when I like sit, when I'm about to sleep, I'm like, what did I do today? And maybe it's just me being rough with myself, like being like, girl, you did a lot. You did a lot. That's what you did today. A lot. Okay. But it feels kind of it feels when this phase just feels stagnant. It feels stagnant. You're just almost like finding your footing. So you feel like a baby. So you feel like you're actually making no moves at all. And then you're looking at yourself and the gap between where you are and what you want to be. And it's scary because it's like, baby, am I going to get there? Am I not going to get there? Am I doing enough to get there? Am I not doing enough to get there? There's nothing to really measure yourself against anymore. You're really just out in the abyss. And just believing, baby. Just believing something's going to happen. You just believing. And it's like, it's scary. It genuinely is quite scary because that idea of being like nothing that is scary, like nothing that you imagined, kind of failing at the thing that you wanted to do, failing at the attempt of it, failing within that process, not getting there, not getting what you want, kind of having to settle at the end of the day for life that you don't want. Because really, I do always think about like, you know, life is fine and this is really your only chance to just do whatever you want, man. Like do whatever you want in this life. But then when you're there to do, when you start doing it, it feels so complicated. When sometimes I'm like, it's not complicated, but it is complicated. It makes sense that you think it's complicated. It's just a lot going on, right? But I'm saying these days feel very like stagnant. It feels like I'm doing a lot, but it also feels like I'm also not doing enough. Yeah, you can feel every day. I went from, again, when I was in university, there was a lot going on. There was university projects, I had a job, then I was also freelancing as well. On top of that, like there was a lot going on, and those days felt like it blended into each other because it felt like you just wake up, you go to sleep, you wake up, you go to sleep, you wake up, and every single day you move, you have to do something, you have to do something, you have to do something, right? And now it feels like I can feel everything. Like I feel every second, every minute, every hour, every day. So much so that I'm like, girl, this feels like walking on individual needles. You know that thing? I don't know if you've seen that thing where people walk on needles, but it's like a bunch of needles so you don't feel all the pain of it. I feel like this is a thing, but I also feel like I'm making it up. Like I feel like this is a thing, no? But what I'm saying is you feel everything. It feels like individual needles, which is me being dramatic. That's me being very dramatic, and that's me being very dramatic, and that's me being very negative. Also, update, another life update. I'm on 100-day positivity challenge. Yes, yes. And how many days positive am I? 24. 24, but a girl needs to get it out somehow. So I film videos to get it out. Don't tell me. Anyways, what? Anyways, point to, point to the matter is that yeah, like you feel everything every day, and I feel like it feels so kind of dreadful because like this is doing negative. It is always like every day feels like every day that you're not doing the thing you want to do is almost like a reminder of like what you're not. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. It's like it's like it's like highlighting everything you're not, all your failures, all of that kind of stuff. But you didn't hear that from me. Anyways, point to the matter is that's how it feels. So what I decided to do is I said, listen, stop this moment. You better stop. Okay. And start doing things that you want to do. Really sit down, sit out your day, be like, I'm going to do A, B, C, and D during this week. Obviously, I need a break. That's one thing about me. I need a break. If I feel too much pressure, I need a break. But I'll set out like everything that I've been doing and just kind of trying to fill it with things that are somewhat enjoyable. And sometimes it doesn't have to be enjoyable. It can be like something that it might be great for me, might be good for me. Like I think about when I was younger, talking about me wanting to grow up. Now me going back to when I was younger. But anyways, I think about when I was younger and there were so many things that I loved doing. Loved making music, good or bad. Mostly bad. Anyways. But actually let's not label it. Let's not put labels on it. She loved making music. I loved making music. I loved writing. Well, actually, I didn't like writing. I would write because I didn't want to talk. And even though I'm quite talkative, I am. I would say people say she talks a lot. And actually, let me tell you, during school, I would never get in trouble. But if I did, the closest I came to detention was I would get so many inscriptions because I would talk so much. So much. And some teachers loved it, and some teachers were like, you need to stop talking. You need to stop talking. That's what you need to do. Because I remember once, shout out to my grade 6 teacher. He was like, this girl's got the gift of the gab. She's got the gift of the gab. And I'm like, what's the gift of the gab? Oh my goodness, what's that? But I feel like it's a nice way of being like, girl, you talk a lot. And it could be useful to you one day, you know? Hopefully this. Anyways, point to the matter is, I never, even though I talk a lot, when it came to kind of trying to express myself or trying to like, really get a feeling out, I felt like talking didn't do it justice. I felt like talking and then sometimes the tone that I would talk in wasn't articulating what I would say accurately. Like I remember even somebody highlighting that in high school. They were like, you sometimes sound sarcastic because like you'll say something genuine, but the way you say it is like either very funny or it's like very deadpanned or it's like, and I was like, baby, I don't know. I don't know either. Okay, I don't know. But your writing was kind of it was more like not neutral, but it felt like it was devoid of all these various like influences of like how do I sound in saying this? Does it make sense what I am busy saying out to the world or not to the world, to people that I'm busy speaking to? Does it like, writing felt less complicated. It felt like just right. Like I actually, when I think about like talking and how sometimes it sometimes to me, especially when I'm trying to really express myself, really try to get out something I'm feeling, um, writing, I mean, talking to me reminds me of when, or talking and how like sometimes I feel like it doesn't do justice. Me trying to articulate my feelings, talking doesn't do justice. It reminds me of when Kendall from Succession, Kendall Roy, Kendall said, I think he said something to something to the effect of like, talking is just complicated airflow. I think he said that. I think he said that. I laugh. He didn't say that. I laugh. He doesn't say that. Actually, that'd be very not embarrassing. But I think he said that. I'm kind of confident he said that. Oh, my soul is getting to an hour. I have to edit an hour. Jesus help me. Oh my gosh. Anyways, but I think he said something to the effect of like, talking is just complicated airflow. And I was like, you know what? Yes. I hope he said that. I hope he said that. And also, I hope that my understanding of that relates to what I'm saying. Because sometimes, hey, Succession, I would watch it and I'd watch it and I'd think, what's going on? But also, I always know what's going on. But also, what's going on? You know? Anyways, so yeah, I used to love doing that. Well, yeah, you heard everything I said. Loved, what did I say? Loved making music, good or bad. Loved writing, but not really writing. Complicated relationship with that. But then various other things. What else did I love doing? Oh, I used to love making films in a way that wasn't loaded with like pressure. Because again, another thing that I would love to do is like be in film. That's where I actually see my career being behind the camera and working within that scope, and sometimes even like working within the post-production section of things, but also in the production section of things. That's what I want to do. But now whenever I do it and try to do stuff, it feels really like, it feels so loaded. It feels like this is bad because I don't know, it just feels loaded. It just feels so loaded. It doesn't feel like what it felt like when I was young. When I was young, I was just doing it for whatever. I didn't even think of, oh, I'm gonna do this one day with this. It was just, I'm thinking of this idea, let me do it. That's all it was. So, pointing that out, what I'm trying to say is, I'm trying to go back to my younger self. Ain't that so strange? When you're younger, you're trying to be older. When you're older, you're trying to be younger. Point to the matter is, trying to go back to my younger self, or tap into her. Tap into her and essentially just kind of do shit. Do things that I enjoy. Do things that kind of fulfill me or sometimes is necessary, I feel like, for me. So that's what I'm doing now. We're doing a little shoot. And yeah, I'm excited. I think I might feature it, yeah. Maybe even make a next video of it. I don't know. We'll see. I need to have a plan with this YouTube thing, did I? I need to have a plan with it. But I feel like now that I'm not as anxious with it anymore, I feel like I could do something. Anyways, that's it for me. Thank you so much. If you stayed till the end, that's crazy. That's crazy. And I love that for you and me, especially. But yeah, if you stay to the end, thank you so much. But yeah, if you enjoyed this, if you liked it, please subscribe, like, comment. I don't know what to say. If you liked what you watched, if you didn't like what you watched, no, actually, if you didn't, please leave. Please, please, I can't do negative stuff now. I can't handle that. I can't handle that. Anyways, point to the matter is, if you liked this, if you loved it, please like, subscribe, and if you want to leave a comment, leave a comment. If you don't. But yeah, enjoy your day as I try to enjoy mine. Yeah, it was lovely. Thank you so much for being here, for watching. Crazy. Bye.